Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to play around in Google Slides with some different things than the Google tutorial shows you. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so we're starting by going to our little waffle, as my children call it, going to Google Slides. You can easily choose one of these presentations from the template gallery to build off of. Sometimes I do that and that's cool, but you can also just make your own. I'm going to show you how to do some other things in making your own. So for instance, one of the things I'm going to show you is how to change different backgrounds. So if you want to have a background that's a little bit more interesting than the themes they present to the right, you can image your background, and you can image your background in a lot of different ways. You could insert your own photo from any of these places, and you can also Google image search. So for instance, if I wanted, let's say, fire, it tends to work better if I search the word image afterwards in Google search, and then I could do like any of these fire images in the background, and that would become the background eventually of my slide. So that's one thing that you can do, is you can insert an image as a background, and you don't have to do that on each slide. You could just do that for one of the slides. You can also change the background to a particular color, and if you don't like solid color, sometimes the gradient's fun, so you can pick something like that if you wanted to use a gradient. So those are two ways you can play around with the background of your image. Obviously there's different layouts to choose from as well. I'm going to show you some stuff that we can do with adding video now. So if we want to insert video, which you definitely do, you're going to go to Insert Video, and the video can either be uploaded from your Google Drive or from YouTube. And if you do it from URL, it's still from YouTube. So it's either something that you've uploaded into your Google Drive, so like this would be any of my videos that I would share with you, say all my Fahrenheit videos, my yoga videos, or I would be uploading it from YouTube. So you could search straight from YouTube here. So for instance, I asked you guys to do a trailer of whatever your movie is. So if I wanted to insert a trailer, here we go. Obviously you would hopefully watch your trailer first to make sure it was a good one, but let's just say I already watched this one and this is the one I wanted. I could select it, it's going to create my video here, and then obviously I can play around with how I want to change the size and the shape of that. Let's say I didn't like these little black end pieces that they have on either side. If I double click, no. Did it work on this one? No, it's going to work on an image. We'll try it with an image. I'll show you on something else. Alright, so we could put that here. I could change my text, move my text over here. Maybe I say something about it over here, right over here. Maybe I don't want this to come up until after I've played the trailer, and if that's the case, I'm going to go over to Insert Animation, and I already have this clicked, so this can fade in, or I can change this to something like fly in from top, right? And if I wanted to see what that looked like, I could just hit play, and you see this is already here, and then that plays, and that flies in from top, okay? So that is one thing that you can do there. Alright, so another thing I'm going to show you is adding pictures and doing some stuff with that. So if you are adding pictures of your cast and crew, which you might do for a movie, I recommend searching IMDb for Internet Movie Database, and then the name of your movie. Okay, and then I would open it up. There's already a trailer there, so that's awesome. We get all of the publication information up here, which is necessary for your assignment, so that's helpful. There's some additional photos for from the movie. Oh, like 1,210 additional photos, so you get a lot there. And here's your cast and crew, so you get all of the characters' names, and the people who played the characters. So for instance, maybe I want a picture of Jeff Goldblum as Malcolm, right? And so I could click on him. I could get this little picture of him over here. I can copy. I can go paste Mr. Goldblum over here. I probably don't need that box, so I'll just delete it. I can paste him over here. Maybe I want this to be my character slide, which I'll probably have to put in white so that it shows up. Maybe I don't like that font. Ooh, it says characters over there and over here. So I can change my font over here to something cooler. Maybe I want this to be centered, so I can go to my line spacing and center align it there. And there I got Mr. Jeff Goldblum over there, and maybe I also want to add Laura Dern. So I'm just going to go over here, I'm going to click on her. And look how easy this is when I use Internet Movie Database. So I can just copy and paste, right? And then also, if I want to make sure everything's in alignment, these little red lines help me out with that. Then if I want to insert their names, I'm going to insert a little text box. I'm going to stick that under him, and I don't want to type in black. So I would write his name. I don't think it's Blum. Is it Bloom? Whatever it is. And then we would have the role that he played. Oh look, it is Blum. Anyhow, and you would say as Malcolm. Okay? And let's say I wanted these to come in one at a time. So maybe I want to group the picture and his name. I'm going to click the picture, I'm going to hit Control, and then I'm going to click the text, and I can right click and hit group, which means now I can add an animation and these two pieces will come in together, and I could like fly in from the top, and then she could fly in from the bottom. And so when I play it, that didn't work. We gotta fix her. Add animation. Fly in from bottom. There we go. So now when I play it, he comes up with his name, and if she had a name and I did the same thing, she would come up that way too. Okay? And then you just hit stop and you keep on editing. If for some reason you want to add some really big fancy word just to make it pop, you can always do that by adding some word art. Maybe it's where you want to do your title. Alright? And so I could add word art like that, and that can also be changed. So I can change this color to whatever I want it to be. I can change the outside color. I can make the outside line thicker. That's too thick, right? I can change the font of this. Okay? I can change the size of this. And then this too can also get an animation. Okay? And so with zoom in, there you go. Boom, Jurassic Park, right? Okay, so that's another thing that you can do. Another way to insert images instead of just copying and pasting them from wherever you are is obviously you can insert from here, you can upload from the computer, you can upload from your drive, from your photos, from your camera. You can search the web like I said, but again when you're searching the web, this search isn't the same as the Google search that you're going to do outside of slides. So the one outside is a little bit more effective. So I'm just going to go back to this slide and show you layering. So let's say you have a Bitmoji and you want to include your Bitmoji in there, right? So you would go to your Bitmoji extension if it's in there, or whatever picture you're adding, right? And you would copy and you would paste it. But maybe I don't want my chair to cover Laura Dern's face. So I can right click my picture, I can hit order, and I can send, or actually I can click her, and it probably worked better if I bring her forward, okay? And then I might want to pull this out a little bit so you see true story, and I'm just like a little bit behind her if that's what you wanted. Another thing you can always do if you needed it for some reason is if I didn't want the words in my picture, or if I wanted to cut my picture in any way, I could click it twice and you'll see that these little black lines come up, and that's so I can cut something out. So now my picture is not going to have those words, it's just going to have my face, right? And so I can do that. That's going to shrink my picture. If I double click on it, it's actually going to cut my picture, okay? So in order to actually cut something, to crop my picture, I need to double click on it. Okay, so there you go. That does that. Let me see if there's anything else I can show you. If for some reason I wanted to draw on top of anything, I can add lines, I can add curves, I can add scribbles, I can add text from here. Everything's pretty easy. If I needed to add a comment for some reason, I could do that. And in terms of the text, I just want to point out one thing, because I did ask you guys to speak in bullets. So let's say that this was the summary, right? When you're using bullets, you can come up here for more if you don't see them already. And then you have a number of options for bullets. You can use numbers, you can use bulleted list. If you hit the arrow, it gives you different options of different styles of bullets. And like this would be my first bullet, and maybe I wanted like a subtopic underneath that. All I would have to do is hit this increase indent button, and then I could do my subtopic. Now what if I wanted to go back out? I would hit decrease indent and it would bring me back out. Okay, so simple. Going in, want to go in one further, I just hit it again. Don't want to go back out, I hit it again. Okay, so it's pretty easy to do all of that, and then your alignment tools are also over here as well. Okay, if you want to hyperlink something in here, maybe you want to like show me where you got your source from. If you're connecting to a particular source, you just highlight the text, click the link button, and put your link right there and hit apply, and it is as easy as pie. So that's pretty much it, guys. You can do a number of things just with those skills alone. I didn't show you transitions on this because transitions and animations are covered in special effects, and I also didn't show you some of the other basic stuff because that's all covered in there as well. So check out the other Google tutorial videos for how to make awesome slides, and have fun with the design and the pictures, and enjoy your movie. Bye, guys.